Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this trendy jumbo pants. You can also call it a baggy pant. And we'll be using these 3 yards of African print fabric to recreate this look. If this sounds like something you're interested in, let's dive straight into the video. So I have my fabric folded into 2 to cut out the front piece first, and I have 15 inches here on fold. To determine the amount of fabric you'll be needing for your fold, you will divide your hip by 4, then add 3 inches is not seam allowance, is allowance to make the pants free enough, as you can see on the video. You can add as much as 4 inches, 5 inches, it depends on how big you want it to be. So what I have here is 12.5. I'm going to add 2.5 inches, which is going to be my crotch extension to the 12.5 I've gotten, and that gave me 15 inches. So that is what I folded on the cutting table. So the next step now is to mark out the space of the elastic band from the top of the fabric. So I'm marking out 2 inches for the space of the elastic band because the trouser will have an elastic at the waist. The next step is to mark my waist to crotch measurement, which is going to be my crotch depth. So I'm taking the measurement from the 2 inches I just marked. I'm taking 11.5 inches for my crotch depth. So after identifying my crotch depth, I am going to mark out my hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches, which gave us 2.5 earlier. I will be taking this measurement from my crotch depth line to my waistline. I'll be marking out my crotch extension, which is 2.5 inches. The crotch extension initially is calculated by dividing your hip by 20. When you divide your hip by 20, you get your front crotch extension. But if you want to get your back crotch extension, you divide your hip by 10. My front crotch extension is 1.9 inches, but I approximated it to 2 inches and I added 0.5 inch for ease allowance. I'll mark out everything I have here, which is 15 inches, just like I want. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to the hem of the trouser. I'm using the full length of this African print for the length of my trouser. And that is all for the drafting of the front piece. I'm just going to proceed to cutting it out. After cutting it, I'll take out one piece and use it to cut out the back. I've folded the fabric I'll be using for the back piece and I have placed the front piece on it to cut it out. I folded 19 inches for the back, which is extra 4 inches plus what we folded for the front. I have 2 inches away from the front piece at the side seam allowance. I'll be going in by 2 inches from the center front, which is also our center back. And I'll be marking the 2 inches on the center back. From that 2 inches, I'm going to mark out the front waist measurement, which is 12.5 inches. I'm going to mark it from the 2 inches I came in by at the center back. Remember that we left 2 inches at the side seam. I'm going to come in from this line. I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Then I will mark out from that 1 inch. I'm going to mark my back crotch extension, which is 4.5 inches. So I'm just going to lift up the front piece and connect the crotch extension to the 4.5 inches. After connecting, I'm going to connect it to the waistline. At the crotch depth line of the back piece, I'm going to go out by 1 inch. Remember we came in by 1 inch from this front part here where we marked out the back crotch extension. So I'm going to go out by that same 1 inch. I'm marking it on the back piece and connecting to the waistline. The next step now is I'm going to locate the knee line. I'm just going to use my eyes to gauge it because I didn't mark it. Then I'm going to mark ½ inch. Note that I'm marking on the back piece, not on the front piece. I'm going to mark ½ inch and connect it up. Then I'll mark ½ inch all the way down. I'm going to do the same for the center back also. I'm going to mark ½ inch and connect it to the crotch line. And I'm going to mark this ½ inch all the way down. So now I'm just going to unpin the front piece from the back piece. Now we have just the back piece. So I'm going to connect the crotch extension to give us that curve around the center back. I just went upwards by 1 inch so I can have a perfect curve. Please note the way I'm curving this part is not too curvy. I'm just going to curve it to around 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Now we are done drafting the back and I'm just going to proceed to cutting it out. To start sewing, we are going to join the front piece and the back piece separately. I'm going to join from the waist to the crotch depth of the front piece, and I'm also going to do the same for the back piece. So now I'm done joining that part and I'm going to proceed to cutting out the pocket. The measurements for the pocket is 11 inches by length and 7 inches by width. So I'm just going to measure 7 inches from the upper part, then I'm going to mark it out. That is where the opening of the pocket will start from. So I'm going to stitch from this point to that notched point. So now I'm done stitching. I'm just going to go ahead and attach the pocket to the trousers. So now I'm going to mark 3.5 inches from the upper part of the pants, and that is where the pockets will start from. That is where I'm going to start fixing the pockets from. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fix one part of the pocket to the front piece of the pants. Then I'll be fixing the other part to the back piece. So now I'm done fixing the pocket and this is what it looks like, and I have gone ahead to stitch the sides of the pants. I've stitched both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and fix from the hem to the crotch, and I'm going to make sure that the crotch is matching at the center. So I'm just going to go ahead and join these parts together. The next step now is for me to fold in the 2 inches I took out for the space of the elastic band. I'm going to fold it in. Then I left a very tiny space for the rope to pass through because this band is going to have a rope. I'm done stitching the upper part and I'm going to go ahead and pass in the elastic first. I'll pass in the elastic before I pass in the rope. The length of this elastic is 28 inches long, and this is because I want to pass in the rope so the elastic does not have to be too tight. So the rope does not have any exact measurement. It is just very long enough to go around the waist and still remain. So now I'm passing the elastic first, then I'll pass the rope after. So now I'm done passing the elastic and I have also fixed the rope. So this is what the trouser looks like at the waist area. If you enjoyed watching this tutorial and it was helpful to you, kindly like this video and drop a comment in the comment section below, and please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when the next video drops. Thanks for watching.